Friends, this is Karan Kumar. So please subscribe my channel Sri Sai Physics for Mains and NEET. Today I am going to discuss about the transmission of heat. Okay. So the transmission of heat which describes about the transfer of heat. Okay. How heat transfer takes place in solids or liquids or gases. So the process of heat transfer takes place. The process of heat transfer takes place through solids is called conduction. The process of heat transfer takes place through solids is called conduction without actual motion of molecules. Without actual motion of molecules. That means if we consider a solid, this is a solid body rod. Now this rod is heated at one side. At one side. This is the first side and this is the second side. Now this is called what? Hot end. Then this is called what? Cool end. Now this amount of heat transfer takes place in this direction from hot end to cold end. Okay. Here the molecules present in the given rod will not move. Okay. Only the amount of heat energy will transfer takes place. Okay. Then that process is called what? Conduction. Next, this combination is said to be a gas or not? Liquids and gas. So the second one is called what? This is called conduction. Then the coefficient of conduction is called conduction coefficient or coefficient of thermal conductivity. Coefficient of thermal conductivity. Next, this is represented by K. Coefficient of thermal conductivity represented by K. Okay. Now, next one is convection. Next one is convection. What is meant by convection means the amount of air molecules flows from one place to other place. Okay, by the actual transfer of molecules. Now, in the convection there are two types of convection. One is called natural convection. Natural convection. Second one is called forced convection. Forced convection. This natural convection is two types. One is called sea breeze. Sea breeze. Second one is called land breeze. Land breeze. In case of sea breeze and in case of land breeze, what happens? Check. Now, in the morning time, during the daytime, where the amount of heat energy will more, the amount of heat energy will be more at earth surface than the sea surface. Okay. Now the molecules come from sea towards the earth surface. Okay. Then the amount of convection takes place. That is called what? natural convection, and that breeze is called sea breeze. That breeze is called sea breeze. During the night time, the amount of heat energy on the earth is less and sea is more. Then the amount of molecules flows from earth to sea to cool that. Then it is called what? Land breeze. Land breeze. So these two are not possible with the human being. Then it is said to be naturally convection. Naturally convection. But there are other possibilities. The other possibilities are represented as like I want to transfer the air molecules from one place to other place. That's why the first one is called with the help of a fan. With the help of a fan. And second one is with the help of a cooler. Second one is with the help of a cooler. Third one with the help of AC. With the help of AC. Now, by using these three, fan, cooler, AC, what is happening there? The air molecules present in the room will be moved outside and the outer molecules will move inside. Like that, all the molecules which are moved from one place to other place with the help of certain instrument, then that is said to be forced convection. Forced convection. And next one is radiation. Next one is radiation. So the amount of heat transfer takes place without any requirement of medium. Without any requirement of medium. Without requirement of any medium. Okay, this is about the radiation. So now we are going to explain how this process will be takes place from the sun radiation, like that. For example, this is the amount of energy incident. Okay, this amount of energy, some part is absorbed by the surface, some part is reflected by the surface, and some part is transmitted by the surface. Okay, so this is the absorbed part, this is the reflected part, and this is the transmitted part. Okay, reflected part, absorbed part, transmitted part. So that amount of energy incident is sum of the amount of reflected plus amount of absorbed plus amount of transmitted. Q represents what is amount of heat energy incident. QR represents amount of heat energy reflected. QA represents amount of heat energy absorbed. QT represents amount of heat energy transmitted. Okay, now divide the equation. This is equation 1. Divide this equation with Q on both sides. Then you can write like this: Q by Q is equal to QR by Q plus QA by Q plus QT by Q. Okay, so 1 is equal to QR by Q plus QA by Q plus QT by Q. Okay, so this process is called reflectivity and it is represented by R, and this process is called absorptivity or coefficient of absorptance, and this process is called transmittivity. This process is called transmittivity. So from this equation you can write like this. So when the amount of heat energy 100%, nothing but 1 or not, is given, this is 100% amount of heat energy given to the substance, then some part is reflected by the surface, some part is absorbed by the surface, some part is transmitted by the surface. If R is equal to 1, if R is equal to 1 and A is equal to 0 and T equal to 0, then reflectance is 100%. Okay, if T equal to 1 and R and A 0, then transmittance is 100%. Then that type of body is said to be perfectly black body. Perfectly black body. For a perfectly black body, the amount of absorptance and as well as amount of transmittance remains same. Okay, so the amount of heat energy absorbed as well as transmitted remains same, then that type of body is said to be perfectly black body. So this perfectly black body will act as a good absorber as well as good emitter, that means transmitter. Okay, so in nature there is exactly no perfectly black body. Okay, now how to explain the conduction? How to explain the conduction? Already you know the conduction, that is nothing but the amount of heat transfer takes place without actual motion of molecules present in a medium. But I want to transfer the heat energy through solids. So the amount of heat energy transferred through solids is called thermal conductivity. Now I want to explain the thermal conductivity coefficient. The thermal conductivity coefficient, it is represented by K. So to explain this, I am going to take a slab. This is the slab. Now this slab is maintained at hot end this side, and this side cool end. So this is the temperature theta 1 and theta 2. The area of the cross section is A, and the distance between these two sides is D. So the amount of heat transfer from hot end to cold end or not. So this heat transfer is depends on what? The temperature difference between the hot end and cold end, the distance between the two ends, the area of the cross section. Okay. So to explain that heat transfer, on what factors it depends. The amount of heat transfer depends on the temperature difference between the hot end and cold end. First point. The amount of heat energy depends on time. The amount of heat energy depends on area of cross section. The amount of heat energy depends on distance between the hot end and cold end. Okay. Now by combining all these equations, you can write like Q by T proportional to A delta theta d by d. This proportionality constant is replaced by K. A delta theta T by d. This Q by T is equal to how much? Ka delta theta by d. This Q by T is called heat transfer. Q by T is called heat transfer. So this heat transfer represents nothing but a current. That's why this Q by T is called heat current. Heat current. Okay. So this heat current is equal to K A delta theta by d. Ka delta theta by d. So this is called what? The thermal conductivity coefficient. This thermal conductivity coefficient is equal to heat current multiplied with distance by area delta theta. Area delta theta. This H unit is nothing but joule by second, meter by meter square, Kelvin, meter gets cancelled, joule second inverse, meter inverse, Kelvin inverse. Joule second inverse, meter inverse, Kelvin inverse. Okay. Now the units is for thermal conductivity coefficient this is. Now Q by T, H is called heat current. That heat current will describe about the heat current will describe about the amount of heat transfer. So now I want to compare this heat current to Ohm's law. So to compare this heat current with Ohm's law, now I am going to write like this. K A delta theta by D can be represented like this. Delta theta by D by Ka. This D by Ka is called resistance. That R is called what? Thermal resistance. So this H is equal to delta theta by R. Now compare with Ohm's law. From Ohm's law, how you write? So Ohm's law states that what? I is equal to delta V by R naught. So here the I changes to H. Delta theta and delta V changes. This R is called electrical resistance. This R is called thermal resistance. Okay. One R is called thermal resistance and second R is called electric resistance. So like that you can compare this equation with the Ohm's law. Okay. This is about the comparison of thermal conductivity with Ohm's law. Okay. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe my channel Sri Sai Physics for Mains and NEET. Okay. Thank you.